Hi everyone, welcome to Enjoy English School. I'm Stephen.
I'm Minnie.
Today's date is February 18th. We're going to be covering pages 40 to 43 with feature.
那今天我们呢2月18号我们在40到43页专题特写的部分，我们今天要来讲什么呢？
Today's title is Man's Best Friend and Doctor.
那我们今天的主题要讲的是常深情看着你，也是最懂你的汪星人。
Find out why your dog keeps staring at you.
然后我们要来找出了解一下为什么狗狗总是盯着你看。
Do you have a dog at home?
I have a cat.
Oh, does your cat stare at you a lot?
Always.
Well, today we're going to find out why dogs always stare at you. Let's find out more. So today's day 1, so first cover pages 40 to 41. So let's get started. Humans and dogs have lived together for some 15,000 years.
人类跟狗狗生活在一起大概已经有15000年这么久了。
Right, so in this sentence, we see the word some, right?
Yes.
So some in this sentence doesn't really mean 一些. It means like about, okay? You could also use other words like roughly or about or around.
那在这边呢有一个很重要的字，大家看到 some 可能会很直接反应觉得它是讲一些，但在这一课里面我们的 some 它当作是大概。老师刚刚又有给你一些字啊，例如像 around, about 或者甚至像 approximately 它都可能会是大概大约的意思。
Yeah, so approximately, it sounds like a very long word, but we do use it quite often, okay? And another word you could use is nearly.And like I think Minnie 老师刚有说 roughly, right? Okay, so if I said humans and dogs have lived together for approximately 15,000 years, or humans and dogs have lived together for nearly 15,000 years, these are all the same meaning, so it's good to know different ways to say it. However, dogs don't speak any of our languages, so how do they communicate with humans?
但狗狗们又不会说我们任何一种语言，那么它们到底是如何跟人类沟通的呢？
One way is through their stares.
那其中一个方法，也就是我们今天的主题，就是看着我们。
One way, and this sentence, it doesn't mean 一个方向, okay? It means like one method, okay? Method is M-E-T-H-O-D.Okay, so one method is through their stares. So what do we mean by through their stares? It means they use stares to do this thing, okay, to communicate with you.
那在这边我们看到 way， 其实我们有时候看到 way， 我们会想到好像是我们去的方向，但在这边呢，我们是把它当作 method method 方法这个字来使用。再来就是 though through 这个字也很重要，因为它就是透过这样的方法，中文讲透过，我们英文就会用 through 这个字 th 比较难发音，所以大家要多练习一下。
But when your dog stares at you, it might be hard to figure out what they are looking for.
不过呢，当自己的狗狗盯着你看的时候，可能很难理解它们究竟在寻求什么。
Okay, in this sentence, when we see the word hard, it doesn't mean ing, okay? It means difficult, okay? It might be difficult to figure out what they are looking for. So what does it mean to figure something out? That means that you are trying your best to find the reason why something is happening. So it's really difficult to find the reason why they keep looking at you.
Yeah, 所以老师在这边有讲说 hard, hard 它有坚硬的意思，但我们在这边当作是困难的意思，所以又可以用另外一个常常听到的字 difficult 来做一个替代使用。然后 figure out 这个片语呢，意思就是你要去发现找出什么，这个片语还蛮常用，当你说我想了解什么 I want to figure out 像这样子的用法。
Also, when we look at the very end of this sentence, we see what they are looking for. But let's say that we change the preposition to at, what they are looking at. Okay, what is the difference between what they are looking at and what they are looking for? When you say what they are looking at, you're just saying like what thing are they looking at, okay? But if you're saying what are they looking for, you mean like what do they want? What is the thing that they want from you? So it's really interesting to see that just changing one preposition can change the meaning of a sentence.
所以在这边我们学到老师刚补充另外一个片语叫做 look at， 那我们只要介系词不一样，它的意思其实就会改变。 look at 只是盯着看着，但 look for 它有一个寻找，有一个目的性，它要去找它正在寻找的东西。
Most of the time, dogs stare because they want something.
那狗狗盯着你看，大多数的时候都是因为 they want something， 它们有所求。
Actually, I never knew that. I always didn't even recognize dogs stared at me because I sometimes go to a shelter to help out. I just thought they were curious. You know, they just wanted to look at you because you're moving around, right? But I never realized they were trying to communicate with me. So now I feel very guilty that I didn't give them what they wanted.
I think they need love and care, which you are already giving them.
That is true. But I just never realized that that's a way of communication. It's very interesting.
老师刚刚有讲那个 shelter 这个字是收容所的意思哦，所以有机会也可以到狗狗收容所做一下志工，会非常有趣。顺便可以看这些狗狗看着你到底是为了什么。
It could be food, a belly rub, or a walk outdoors for a bathroom break.
那可能是期待食物，祈求被摸摸他们的肚子，或者是到户外溜达溜达，解放一下。
All right, so let's look at the word belly rub. Another way that you could say that is tummy rub. T-U-M-M-Y. They both mean the same thing. They are different words for the area on your skin above the stomach.Okay, and a lot of animals like it when you rub their belly or when you rub their tummy. So rub, this verb, it means to use your hand and to kind of go across someone's skin or on a surface back and forth.
那在这边呢 B-E-L-Y belly 这个字我们可能有听过 beer belly 啤酒肚，所以那个 belly 或者是老师刚刚讲的 tummy 这个位置就是在你的胃的上方皮肤的地方，你的腹部肚子的地方。 R-U-B rub 呢也是一个很重要的动词，它就是一个动作，好像是在抚摸或者是在搓揉，我们都可以用 rub 这个字。
All right, and then another thing that dogs love to do is when you take them out for walks outdoors. Okay, so when you see the word outdoors, you know this is happening outside. The opposite of that is indoors. That's right, I-N-D-O-O-R-S. Okay, this is pretty self-explanatory because you see the word out and you see the word doors. Okay, so 在门外, so we know that means it's outside. Okay, and what's a bathroom break? It's when someone or an animal goes to urinate or to use or to poop. Okay, so anytime you see a bathroom break, you can also be a human who takes a bathroom break. Like when you're at work, you might be like, oh, I need to go for a bathroom break.
Or maybe you are trying to drive to, somewhere and you're on the highway and suddenly you need to pee so bad. That's like a bathroom break.
Yeah, it's a bathroom break. So you're basically taking a break from your day to use the restroom. So that's why it's called bathroom break. So in this sentence, break does not mean to destroy something, right? It means to have like a resting time.
If you don't have a bathroom break, you're going to break your bladders.
Yes. So bladder is
膀胱.
And to spell it is B-L-A-D-D-E-R. Okay. So one time I was trying to say 旁观者. But I said 旁观者. The very different thing.
Yes.
Okay, 旁观者 is a bystander. So it's
旁观者跟膀胱.
Yeah, just Chinese is very, very difficult sometimes. When we train dogs, we can teach them that staring is a way to get our attention.
那我们在训练狗狗的时候呢，我们就可以 teach them 教导他们。这边的 them 当然指的就是all the dogs. 那盯着我们看呢，也是吸引我们注意的一种方式。
All right, so what is the difference between train and teach? Okay, usually train means that you're trying to get someone or an animal to you repeatedly do an action to try to teach them something. Okay, so for an animal, when we're training them, maybe you're trying to repeatedly teach them how to handshake or how to do a trick. But for humans, you might be at work and your boss is trying to teach you how to do a certain skill. So you don't have to be an animal to be trained, but usually it takes a lot of repeated teaching to try to get you to do something.
这个观念蛮重要的，跟大家讲一下 teach 也是教导 train 是训练，那这两个在英文里面使用的时候 train 有点像是重复不停重复的一直教导某一样技能或某一个 trick， 某一样你知道就是小狗狗啊动物他们会做的一些事情，但当然 train 它也不一定是要用在动物上面，当人你在工作的时候你的主管一直重复不停的教你什么东西，我们也可以说是训练，也就会用 train.
Yes, okay, and what does it mean to get one's attention? That means that I'm trying to get you to notice me, okay? So I'm trying to get Minnie Lao's attention. I might be snapping at her, I might be trying to do a lot of hand gestures. That's trying to get someone's attention.
那老师刚刚讲 snapping 就是我们就是用手打拍子那个动作叫 snapping. It's okay， 我们都听得到老师 snapping， 所以这个字就是 snap。那所以我们可能可以手就是手啊摆一些动作啊，或者一直眨眼睛啊 snapping 啊，然后来吸引老师的注意。所以吸引注意我们就会说 get someone's attention。那 attention 这个字呢，我们也常看到，例如像你专注于做什么事，我们会说 pay attention to。
弹指啦。对，弹指
right,
对 snap
弹指
对，所以那是 snap to get someone's attention， 就是用弹指的方式来引起别人的注意力。Okay, let's continue. It is better that they stare than bark, right?
所以呢，盯着看的这种方式总比我们对着我们吼叫好得多，不是吗
？Right, so a dog, when they make a sound like woof, 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 okay, that is barking, okay?
Barking.
All right, it can also be a noun, okay? It's the dog's bark.
吠叫声, we also say bark.
But it's also very interesting because in Chinese, when a dog is barking, it goes wong, wong, right? But when we write out what the sound sounds like in English, we go ruff, ruff, okay? Or woof, woof. It's either R-U-F-F or W-O-O-F, okay? That's the sound of an American dog.
Cultural difference.
对，那就是文化差异。中文是汪汪，但是在英文你看到的话就是 rough rough 还是 woof woof。
我觉得猪最奇怪 ，oink oink。
O-I-N-K 对不对？但是中文的
拱拱
拱拱，对，其实两个都不太像。
猫咪就一样啦，喵，
没错，所以猫咪是最一致的。
Okay,
let's take a short break. But not all staring is friendly.
但并非所有盯着看都是充满善意的哦。
All right, so pay attention here. Staring is being used as a subject of the sentence. It's a noun. It's the action of staring at someone.
所以在这边 staring 啊，我们上一句看到的 stare 是动词 stare at somebody， 但这一句看到的 staring 它变成名词，意思就是凝视或者是看的这个名词。
Sometimes a dog staring at you is a warning.
有时候呢，某只狗盯着你看，其实是一种 warning， 一个警讯。
All right, so maybe they're warning you to not come close to them, or they are warning you that they are in a bad mood. Actually, sometimes people forget that animals are living things too. They might have bad days. They might be in bad moods. Sometimes they don't want to be touched. You know, like sometimes I feel like people, when they see a dog, they just want to feel like, oh, I can touch it. I can pet it. Okay, pet, P-E-T, is when you touch an animal. Okay, so it's just kind of like a assumption that all animals want to be touched. Yeah, but it's not true all the time.
Yeah, 所以老师刚刚有特别讲说，有一些狗狗它看着你，然后你就一直要去摸它。那这种其实有时候狗狗它是在给你警讯说，请你跟它保持距离。所以老师刚刚有说 pet， 我们学宠物这个字 pet， 它也可以当作是动词，代表抚摸动物或者是拍拍它的那个感觉。
Right. So the word that you mentioned earlier, pat, that's also a way of touching something. But when we talk about an animal, like a pet of ours, like a 宠物, we usually use the verb pet. Yeah, because I think it sounds a little bit less rough than pat. Pat is just like, like using your hand to kind of repeatedly touch a surface.
敲打我们说是 PAT， 但是如果是轻轻的摸，有一种传达爱意的摸，那可能是 PET.
Yeah, because if you pat a dog, it might not like that you're repeatedly like touching its head in a kind of a swift way. It's not as soft as petting a dog. Yeah, but it's interesting because one letter can change a whole word's meaning.
Yeah, exactly.
Dogs often stare right before they bite.
那这个犬就是我们所谓的狗狗，它们常在咬人的之前呢，都会一直盯着你看，盯着猎物嘛。
Often, O-F-T-E-N, a lot of times when there is a T in the middle of a word, we don't make that T too hard sounding because it's very difficult to say often. Okay, especially if you're saying a whole sentence. So a lot of times we do kind of ignore that T sound. So instead of often, we go often. We make it sound like O-F-F-E-N. And also we see in this sentence right before they bite. Obviously, they could say dogs often stare before they bite. But we add the word right, it's just trying to emphasize that this action happens immediately right before this action.
所以在这边老师有特别提到 OFTEN 经常通常的这一个频率副词，它的 T 我们通常是不发音，所以我们会念 often 不念 often。然后呢，这个 right before they bite 我们加上了这个 right 是给这个句子更有一个强调的作用。在什么时候之前咬呢？就是真的是在它要咬之前的那一刻会一直盯着你，所以就是要强调那个时间点的时候，我们就会放 right 这个字。
就没有这个 right， 其实这个 sentence
是正确的，
是一样的，但是只是强调立马会发生的事情。If the dog's body is tense, it's probably a bad sign.
那假如狗狗的身体是 tense 紧绷的，那也这可能是一个坏的兆头。
Right, and pay attention to the word sign. The G is not pronounced, okay? The word is actually pronounced like S-I-N-E, okay? But it's spelled S-I-G-N. English is a very difficult language to understand sometimes.
Yeah.
Other times, a dog will stare with its head to the side.
那其他的时刻，狗狗会歪着头看着你。
Okay, this is almost the opposite.
那这就几乎是相反的情况了。
Your dog thinks it is you that desires something, and they're trying to figure out what it is.
That's so cute.
It is very cute.
Yeah. 所以它歪头的时候，你的狗狗会认为，就是它在歪头的时候，其实是因为它以为你渴望某些东西，然后他们会试着去搞清楚这是什么。
Oh, yeah, that's cute. So desire, this verb means to want something, okay? So your dog thinks it is you that wants something. Okay, and desire is just trying to further emphasize what your heart wants. Okay, that is what a desire is. And we see again what they're trying to figure out what it is, right?
Yeah.
So we saw this earlier in the first paragraph. They're trying to see what you want, okay? They need to kind of do like a process of elimination, or they have to do like guessing to see what it is that you want. So when the dog is guessing, it tilts its head to the side. Okay, so tilt, T-I-L-T. In Chinese, this means
倾斜。
倾斜。
OK， 然后在这边啊，我要跟同学讲一下这个 desire 这个字 ，Teacher Minnie 最刚开始学的时候是从 Venus 那首歌学的。
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know the lyrics?
No, it's gonna...
I'm your Venus, I'm your fire,
your desire.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah. 所以我 desire 是从这个歌词里面学的。
所以你现在也可以学到 听英文歌也是一个很好的方式， 学一些新的单字，对不对？那你这首歌应该蛮常唱的吧？
对啊，还有动肩膀这样。
Okay, let's continue.
Okay.
Keep an eye on your dog's body language. You might find they can speak to you after all.Keep
an eye on 代表你用你的眼睛持续去看，也就是留心的意思。留心自己狗狗的肢体语言，那你就可能会发现它们是可以和你说话的哦。
That's right. So keep an eye on something is kind of a way to remind somebody to keep watching something. 要一直注意某一个东西。
Yes.
You might find, 那这个 find 可能不是找到，而是只是发现的意思，right? So you might find...
Discover.Yeah,
discover. That's a good word too. D-I-S-C-O-V-E-R. And then why is speak in quotations here? Because they're not literally speaking to you like a human being.
Yes.
They're just using their way of speaking with you, which is staring at you. And that's why in this sentence we are putting speak in quotations because we know that dogs don't really speak.
Yes.
Now, after all, at the very end of the sentence...is in Chinese just a way to say like 最终对
或毕竟
毕竟就是这样子after all.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, so let's go to the review. All right, Minnie 老师 what do they mean by some 15,000 years?
大概有15000年大概的意思。
So some does not always mean 一些 right? It can also mean around or nearly.
Yes.
What is a stare?
代表你凝视，看得很专心 we say stare.
Can be a noun or a verb. Okay. What is a belly rub?
那就是搓搓你的肚子，抚摸你的肚子。
And what does it mean by training a dog?
代表是训练狗狗重复一直做一样的事情。
Okay, the dog might bark to get our attention.
所以狗狗会吠叫来吸引我们的注意。
So always be sure to keep an eye on your dog's body language.
所以 keep an eye on 代表就是留心你自己狗狗的肢体语言。
All right, let's continue with this subject tomorrow. So we'll hope to see you then.
Bye-bye.